Have you ever felt like your relationship is stuck in a loop? Different arguments, same emotional outcome. The words change, the faces change, but the feeling never does. That repetition is not accidental. It is psychological. Carl Jung believed that what remains unconscious does not disappear. It repeats. And nowhere is this more visible than in romantic relationships. Most people believe relationship problems come from incompatibility, communication issues, or bad timing. But those explanations only touch the surface. The deeper flaws live beneath awareness, inside the shadow. Romantic relationships are not just bonds between two people, they are mirrors. And mirrors do not lie. From the very beginning, attraction is rarely logical. We don't fall in love with a person. We fall in love with an image, an archetype, someone who unconsciously carries the traits we have disowned in ourselves. This is why passion feels electric at first. The unconscious has recognized something familiar, but over time the projection collapses. The partner stops being a fantasy and becomes human. And when that happens, the shadow emerges. Unresolved childhood wounds, attachment patterns, fear of abandonment, fear of engulfment, the need to be chosen, the terror of being seen. These are not relationship problems. They are internal conflicts, now playing out between two people. One of the most overlooked flaws in romantic relationships is the absence of inner sovereignty. When two people enter a relationship, hoping it will complete them, the bond becomes fragile. Love turns into dependence. Intimacy turns into control. The psyche does not tolerate emotional fusion for long. Eventually, one partner begins to suffocate. The other begins to cling, and conflict becomes inevitable. Another hidden flaw is the fear of confrontation. Many couples prioritize harmony over truth. They avoid discomfort. They suppress resentment. But suppressed emotion does not vanish. It mutates. It leaks out through sarcasm, withdrawal, passive aggression, emotional numbness. Jung warned that when the shadow is ignored, it gains power. In relationships, this often appears as repeating fights that never resolve, or a growing emotional distance that no one can explain. Let me share a story. There was a couple who described their relationship as fine. No major problems. No dramatic fights. But no aliveness either. In therapy, it became clear that both partners were performing roles. One was the caretaker, the other the dependent. Neither was being authentic. The relationship wasn't failing, it was frozen. When they began confronting the parts of themselves they had been outsourcing to each other, strength, vulnerability, authority, desire, the dynamic shifted. Some patterns dissolved, others intensified. Not every relationship survives this stage, and that is another truth people avoid. Growth does not guarantee togetherness. Romantic relationships often fail, not because of lack of love, but because of resistance to individuation. The moment one partner begins to change, the relationship is forced to evolve or fracture. This is why growth can feel threatening in love. But here's the paradox. The healthiest relationships are not those without flaws, but those where both individuals take responsibility for their inner world. Love cannot replace selfhood, it can only meet it. When two individuated people come together, conflict becomes a teacher, not a weapon. Boundaries become bridges, not walls. So if your relationship feels stuck, ask yourself this: what pattern keeps repeating? What emotion feels forbidden? What part of yourself are you expecting your partner to carry for you? Because the flaw may not be the relationship itself, but the unconscious agreement holding it together. Awareness does not fix relationships overnight, but it reveals the truth. And truth is where real intimacy begins.